Is that Subway dude?
No, that's the dude off the Hangover movies.
Oh.
That's Stewart.
Oh, Lord.
And there's the county fair and walk shop. Giant stage. Giant.
King Cobra.
Yeah. Vocals coming soon on this track right here. Vocals coming soon.
Yeah.
We don't have the whole track on here, but happy Friday, everybody. Makeshift video. Friday Night Live. There it is.
Yeah.
The pro thumbnail right there. The pro. Well, see, we reformatted this a little bit too, and things are different. It's not as drug out. This song and the video you're watching are not the same song. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here we go. The breakdown. Anyway, you get the idea.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, my man?
What's up, Dave?
Oh, man, we made it. It's Friday. It's Friday.
We made it again.
TGIF. TGIF.
We made it again, man.
That's right. Cheers, my man.
Yeah,
It
man.
was hot today, let me tell you. Muggy.
God, you ain't kidding.
And it stormed when I got home tonight.
It did that here a little while ago. I was in here trying to jam a little bit, man, and the lights were flickering, and I didn't know if it was just a surge or something, man. I didn't know, and then my wife come in here a little while ago and said, "Hey, it's storming out there." I was like, "Huh?" I have my guitar in my hand, getting ready to plug everything up, and I was like, "Well, I'm going to keep rocking." So I took a chance and plugged it all up and kept playing anyway.
There
man.
you go. You got a good like a voltage protector switch.
Yeah, surge protector, yeah.
Surge protector, yeah.
Yeah, I got plenty of that. Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, I got plenty of those, man. I got plenty of that stuff.
We had practice
too
last night. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, there's too much money on the floor here for stuff to get burned up, you know.
Exactly. We had practice last night, and my tube amp, I don't know if it's the time of night or what, but I'll tell you what, it was really, really buzzing, and I got a hum thing to reduce the hum plugged into the wall to the amp, and then, but I'm gonna pick up. We have one Furman voltage regulator that's across the room, so I need like a freaking drop cord to get to it, and it's the bass players, but. I'm like $250 and get a Furman voltage regulator that not only protects your tubes, but protects your tubes. But I think it, for power surges and stuff, having that ran into a surge protector. So yeah, I gotta definitely do some things here because electricity is weird, depending on the time of the day. What everybody's using, it can fluctuate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Edwin Crane, absolutely. What's up, man?
What's up, Edwin?
What's up, brother? I don't know. I don't know whether our shows would be live right now. I stopped in the Metalhead Hippie earlier. Mike has himself. What's up, man? Long time.
Hey, Mike. What's going on, man?
I thought I'd go a little earlier because last few times I went live, there's a few people that are like, man, I got to go to work. I was like, work?
Yeah.
Right, and it was like morning where they were at. So
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
so I thought,
I
well,
think
go
the
ahead.
earlier time thing is a little bit better. I mean, when you reached out to me and you was like, "What time would be good?" I was like, "Well, 9 o'clock my time would be great." You know, I think that's just the perfect time.
Yeah, because I always went at 9. I wasn't thinking like East Coast is like 10 o'clock. I'm like, that's where guys almost getting drowsy. you know, that's
Yeah,
pretty late.
yeah. You're an hour behind me, so
Yeah.
yeah, 9 o'clock is the prime time, I think.
Like South Carolina must be like right on the edge or something of the central time zone, you know?
Yeah, it's
'Cause it-
right on the edge is right. It's right on the South Carolina is right on the edge of being damn crazy. I know that. It's so many stupid laws here and stuff. It's ridiculous. But yeah, this is the Bible Belt where we're at, and it's insane.
well,
Insane.
we almost went to Myrtle Beach because we didn't go to Florida sorry, it's cutting out for some reason. We didn't go to Florida because of Sierra's deal. And
Right.
so we thought when she got through the surgery and healed up, we wanted to get to the ocean. We're like, well, Myrtle Beach is pretty close, which is,
Right.
I think we can get there under 16 hours. But
Yeah.
a lot of people have bad opinions about Myrtle Beach too, and which I thought was surprising, you know.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach. Sorry, I had to cut something off. I heard something buzzing. I was like, "What is that?" Sound like an amp is on. It was my setup. I forgot to cut that switch off, and I was like, "Okay, sorry about that." But yeah,
That's all right.
yeah, it's Myrtle Beach, man. When I deliver there Sunday night through Thursday night for my job
Yeah.
at the branch down there, and it's all right, man. Now, granted, I'm not right there on the strip. I'm about 2 miles back from that, but still, there's a lot of activity where I go and all. And Myrtle Beach, for me, has changed a lot. It's still, I mean, I still like Myrtle Beach. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not what it was when I was. Well, nothing's ever stays the same. But when I was a teenager, in my early 20s, it was cool, and now it just seems so crowded. And plus, I go there every night for my job, so it just makes it like, you know. If I had a free trip there, I wouldn't take it. You know, I'd be like, no, I'm good. You know,
It's so yeah, it's a little stale to you, but I mean you're from there, so you know that makes a difference. Philip Crane, what's up, my man?
hey man, how you doing?
Hey, welcome. TGIF, Stafford's music studio, talking anything, but mainly guitar and gear. You know what we didn't mention last week, or if we did, I forgot. Excuse me. Jack Russell, Great White.
I just heard about that. I heard about that. Mr. Bruce sent me a message. I was getting off work early this morning, and he sent me like a link and said that he had passed, and I was like, what? So I don't know how recent. I haven't looked into it. I was going to talk about that on my show tomorrow too, but I don't even know when he passed. When was that?
I believe it was August 7th.
Oh,
he
so
actually
it's been a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, because I thought it was like today or yesterday, and then I think it was August 7th. Yeah, Philip says he likes Myrtle Beach. Yeah, I've never been there, and like I said, Joe's there every single day making runs. So
Well, but then again, I'm not. People, when I tell people I go there for my job, people are like, "You're going to the beach?" I'm not going there
Right.
for leisure. I'm driving a rig to a destination, and I have to swap trailers, and when I get there, it's like 11:30 at night. There's nobody there, and I swap, drop, and get out of there. So it's but no, if you've never been, you would love it. Yeah, you've never been there. Yeah, I've been going there since I was a little infant. You know, so I had my fill of it. But
yeah, and lately the ocean's kind of like, and maybe it's just too much social media too, but it's like, holy shit, they're talking about the uptick in shark attacks everywhere, and they're talking about all these things. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I used to love going in the ocean and scuba diving, and anymore. I'm like, man, I don't know.
God, the last time I went to Myrtle Beach for wasn't job related. This is how. Listen to this. You're talking about time going by. We were talking about that a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
With your family and your girls growing up. The last time we was at Myrtle Beach for any type of leisure thing was when my stepdaughter graduated high school. Okay, and now this year she'll be 35 years old. So that tells you how long ago that was. Yeah. That tells you how long ago that was.
It is amazing how fast time goes, man. It just goes and goes and goes.
And I'm used to when my wife when I first went with her to Florida, we went to her hometown rather, Bradenton, Florida, and we was you're on the Gulf side, so we went to the Gulf, and that was the most beautiful water I ever seen in my life.
Nice.
You know, it was so clear you could see your feet, and when I saw that, I was like, the heck with Myrtle Beach, man.
Right.
Myrtle Beach ain't got shit on this, man. So
well, we went to Cocoa Beach, and the water was supposed to be a lot more clear, and it wasn't the time of year we went, because we went like in middle of June, but depends on what time of year you go to. So
yeah,
but yeah,
that has a lot to do with it. Yeah, that has a lot to do with it, especially with the price of everything. I mean, if you go when it's peak season, it's going to be a lot. But a lot of people, I never understood this when I was a lot younger. And, you know, when I would go to the beach, of course, it was packed and all this stuff, and you're doing your deal, doing whatever. And then when I got older, I would see people that are like my age now going down there off season, you know, like October, maybe around Thanksgiving and stuff. And I thought, man, that sucks. Why would you go to the beach then? Well, because you don't have to be around all that traffic, all those young people, and you don't have to deal with just traffic in general. Prices of stuff is a lot cheaper, and you can kind of move around a lot easier. I didn't get that when I was younger. And now when I'm a middle-aged man, I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense, man. You know, it makes perfect sense.
No,
But you got young girls, so yeah, going in peak season makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's the thing, is they've only been to the ocean like once.
Good Lord, how long ago was that?
It was last year.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I can hear it glitching on my end, so I was just kind of looking at my network, like, shows on my Wi-Fi, but I should be direct in, so if I'm freezing up and shit, you guys let me know, because
I haven't seen nothing yet. Everything's been good so far.
I'm direct in, but it keeps saying
that you're not.
Wi-Fi, and it's like a couple times, but like right there, every time I grab that MP3 player, that's goofy as hell. But last time I had issues like that, it was the power cord coming out. Huh. Anyway, weird.
It's live, man.
Yeah, everything goes to shit when it's live. Philip Green says, I hear Jamaica has really clear water after you buy a left-handed cigarette, right? Yeah. I think when I was in Kauai, we were up to like Princeton Beach. They're like rip, rip, rip. Well, they weren't like that at first. Like, what's a rip, rip? I'm like, what is rip? Rip, rip. I'm like, yeah. Quentin James, what's up, Quentin?
Hey, man.
What's up, brother?
Lord of mercy.
There we go. I got my effects going.
I can get mine ready, too.
Yeah, get them locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded.
So, yeah, Jack Russell passed.
Great White, lead vocalist of Great White. I don't know the history of that band after their heyday, but I know they had a falling out, and then he kind of formed his own version of Great White. Is that correct? It was like Jack Russell's Great White, I think.
It's not like band that I like followed a lot. So
Well, I didn't either, but they did have some hits in the 80s that I thought were cool, but that was
yeah.
I never it's not like I went and seen them live well, no, I take that back. I seen Great White live in their heyday. I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. God almighty, I just remembered that. It was a triple bill, and a buddy of mine, he had an extra ticket because the guy that was supposed to go, which would be his transportation, he couldn't go. So that guy could. So my buddy that bought the ticket, he couldn't go because his buddy was his transportation. So he called me and said, "Hey man, if you take me to the show, I'll give you this ticket." And I was like, "Well, hell yeah!" So we went, and it was Kix, Great White, and Rat was the headliner.
Wow.
Triple bill, and that was in 88, I think. 88 or 89.
Holy shit, 88, I was 10.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, thanks for making me feel man.
Oh, you're only 12. Come on.
No,
No,
you're close. I was
yeah.
I was 17, 18 years old, so yeah.
Well, we're close.
But,
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's when I seen them. It was in their heyday. And of course, when I got a lot older, all that stuff, as we all know, changed. Music changed, and
Right.
but yeah, I hate to hear he passed. I don't even know how old he was.
Yeah, I haven't heard 63, so I'm sharing this clip. I haven't even heard it, but let's.
Okay.
I can run it quick. See what Fox 11, wherever that's out of.
A loss in the rock world, and this one is personal. Jack Russell, the co-founder and former lead singer of the metal band Great White, has died at the age of 63.
All right.
Great White had hits in the 1980s like this one, Once Bitten, Twice Shy, and Rock Me, my favorite. The band was formed in Montebello and known on the Sunset Strip. Well, the band broke up in the 2000s. Russell had his own band in recent years. It was just in July that he announced his retirement due to a form of dementia and muscle atrophy. It would claim his life. Here's where it gets personal. My spouse, Sean McNabb, had been in the band as a bassist in Great White with Jack Russell.
I played with Jack in his prime, and no one could touch him when he was on point.
He had those amazing vocals.
Unreal, just the voice of an angel, the guy.
That's her spouse?
He just had that tone that it was.
That's what she said.
Kind of summed up the 80s. And if you ever have any questions about it, go listen to Rock Me or House of Broken Love.
Both great songs. Great White released a statement on their former singer. Jack's incredible voice.
Wait, what'd you say, Joe?
She said it was personal because her spouse played bass in the band. So apparently that's her spouse she's talking to. If I heard it right, back it up some. And I was like, do what now?
Was she just
right, a little bit more. Right in here, she says it's her spouse.
His retirement due to a form of dementia and muscle atrophy. It would claim his life. Here's where it gets personal. My spouse, Sean McNabb, had been in the band as a bassist in Great White with Jack Russell.
All right.
I played with Jack in his prime, and no one could touch him when he was on point.
He had those amazing vocals.
Unreal, just the voice of an angel. The guy. He just had that tone that it was kind of summed up the 80s. And if you ever have any questions about it, go listen to Rock Me or House of Broken Love.
Both great songs. Great White released a statement on their former singer. Jack's incredible voice will live on forever. His love for his fans and his sons went unmatched. And this summer, a memoir was also just released on his life. It's called The True Tale of Mr. Bone. In that memoir, Russell did talk about the tragedy that would haunt the band. It was that fire at the Station nightclub in Rhode Island where 100 people died, including one of the band's guitarists. And Jack and I had a moment in my living room where he talked about that with me in a personal moment.
Well, sending love to you and to Sean and to all who loved Jack, and it's clearly so many people that are fans around the world.
We have great memories of taking a bunch of people from Fox 11 in a party van to see the band play on the Sunset Strip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I wonder how long she been married to that dude. That's the thing that tripped me out. Is she said she called it a metal band.
Yeah, well,
I guess she meant hair metal, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's people now that I have friends in bands that are like, we're in a rock band. And I'm like, it's like, rock. It's like not even rock to me, but I let it go. So,
I didn't know that he had dementia. I did not know that. Wow, that's sad. And I want to say that there's a book I have, Dave, an audio book that, and I'm not trying to promote anything because I bought the book from Audible. It's called Power Chord. And a lot of people get it. What do you mean, like an extension cord? No, power chord. If you play guitar, you know what I mean. And it's yes, exactly. And that's what it's referring to. And the guy that wrote the book, man, he goes around and talks to all the guitarists from the '80s that were his favorite guitar players. Just like, I was like, this guy must be my age. So he goes around and finds these different guitarists that aren't, of course, they're not in that spotlight anymore, and he interviews them. And what was the guitarist for Great White? Was it Mark Kendall? Is that right?
Oh man, I don't know.
I want to say that's his name. Could be mistaken. Forgive me if I am. But he goes to interview him, and it's weird because he talks about the author of the book Power Chord talks about when Great White performed in that club and it caught fire. And it caught all those headlines, and a lot of people died. But the wild thing is when he went to go do that interview with Mark Kendall when he was watching Great White play at that little club, it was the same club if I'm correct, if I'm recalling correctly, it was the same place where Dimebag got shot.
It was.
It was that same place, yeah.
Holy shit! I guess
I was like, holy moly, man! So if you want a great audiobook to hear, where he interviews all these great guitar players, get that book. It's called Power Chord. It is amazing.
I will.
And he interviews all these guitarists, and you're like, okay, they're, look, man, I'm like anybody else that was born. I was born in 1970, so when the 80s were here, that was my prime peak time of growing up. MTV was in its heyday, and I'd come home from school, man, and get remote control and click it on and immediately put on MTV and have that going in the background while I'm doing whatever, fixing a sandwich or something, and that's just what you did. And all those, you'd see those fancy music videos and all those guitar players, and you think they'll be living in mansions and stuff forever. But of course, that's not the case. When you listen to this book, and of course, you grow up and you get a little wiser. And that was all just Hollywood. It was just fairy tales and shit. And you listen to this book, and he interviews all these guitar players, and they're just like the average working guy like you and me, just trying to survive. And I'm like, so much for those mansions.
Yeah.
It just puts it in perspective, and it was very interesting.
Yeah. No, I think the audiobooks have a lot to offer. Ed B Metal, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping in, man.
What's up, Ed?
Yeah, that fire was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that making the news.
So you're saying that's the same venue that Dime got shot at?
I don't know if that's the same venue where he got shot. What I'm saying was in the book, when he went to go interview Mark Kendall, the guitarist of Great White, where they were playing that show, that was the venue where Dimebag got shot. Now, I don't think that's the same one that burned up. I think that might have been something different. I think. I haven't fact checked it lately, so I can't be 100% sure.
All right, let's, I just brought something up on that too.
Okay. Boy, this looks old. Just look at that freeze frame right there.
Yeah.
VHS.
Said warning graphic, so if anybody...
This is when the fire starts.
This is the fire.
The pyros and stuff.
Yeah. What would ever possess them to do that in that little building?
In that small confined place.
That's insane. I don't know why they would do that.
If you watch behind them and above them, you'll see
Right
where it
there.
catches fire.
It's already
And
on
everybody-
fire. See the smoke?
Look.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking.
Even the guy with the camera, he's backing up.
Yeah, you see it's on fire. The ceilings are high enough.
Everybody starts running. And people get stampeded to death, man. You might want to cut it off, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that was it was. There you go. There you go.
That place is up in flames.
It was gone.
Oh shit!
Look at that. Look at him carrying that guy, man. Did you see
I
that?
know. I know. I don't want to scream that. I don't think I've even ever seen. Maybe I've seen this exact.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
horrible.
Anybody that turns that can walk. Walk across the.
Yeah, that's
that's insane.
that is the thing that haunted them for the rest of their career, right there. And if I remember correctly, I want to say that one of the guitar players at that show, he got out, and then he went back in to try to save a couple of his guitars, and he died. I want to say that's what I remember hearing. I don't quote me on that, but somehow that's what I remember hearing.
Yeah, the smoke probably got him. Is what I'm thinking. If he went back in, I know they talked about how the exits weren't big enough to get the people out, and there was exits blocked, and people were stampeding and trampling each other trying to get out, and the back door left behind the stage. They couldn't get everybody out, really. Metalhead Hippie, what's up, my man?
Hey, Metalhead, what's going on, man? What's up, Jeff? Yeah, it was some people
Rain and applause.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, some people perished in that. Yeah, it was big news at the time.
Yeah, it was. It's very sad.
Boom. Yeah,
what?
It was. Jeff,
You're
he
like
put
cutting
boom,
out.
boom.
Boom.
No, Jeff said boom in the chat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I remember that was big time news, man. And like I said, those pyrotechnics should not have been happening in that small place. Ed said, "How many people perished?" And I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
I don't know. It was. I'm just. What year was that, too, man? I can't even remember. That was was that early 2000s?
100 people died.
Golly.
Yeah. 100 people February 2003 while the band was performing at the Station nightclub in West Warwick. RI. Its pyrotechnics ignited a deadly fire that killed 100 people, including Great White's guitarist Ty Longley, and left 230 injured.
Damn.
Yep.
Can you imagine all the people that suffer from the smoke inhalation? Man. God. Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, so 96 individuals died at the scene. Excuse me, and 4 more died in the hospital in the following weeks.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ed said, I remember that news, but forgot that many folks. Yeah, me too. And that was just 2 years after 9/11, because that happened in 2001. Yeah, 9/11, that is.
The deadliest. I don't want to say that. What was the deadliest nightclub fire in history? That was that Coconut Grove fire. Anybody hear of that one?
Mm-mm.
Probably not, because that was in. Shoot, I lost it. That was in 1942. Excuse me. A nightclub fire which took place in Boston, Massachusetts on November 28th, 1942. And it resulted in deaths of 492 people. It is the deadliest nightclub fire in the history and the third deadliest single building fire.
Wow.
After the September 11th attacks.
Wow.
And Syracuse Theater fire. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but 492 at Coconut Grove fire in 1942.
Wow, man. I remember looking on YouTube earlier this year. It just popped up on my feed. And it had some other nightclub disasters. I guess that'd be the right word. Some other nightclub disasters that happened, but it was in other countries. And it was this big old nightclub, man, where I can't remember what country it was in. And all these young people were in there, and everybody had these flares. Yeah, everybody, not flares, but what do you call it, sparklers and stuff. Everybody had all these sparklers, and they gave them to everybody. And it was in the audience. I mean, and then the group was performing on the stage, and everybody had all these sparklers, and there were so many sparklers. That's what caused the fire, and the place went up, and a lot of people perished in that too. And that was not that long ago. I was like, what?
Yeah,
man, I wouldn't. That's why I say all those pyrotechnic stuff, man. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that no more. Just use the what do they call it, the fog machine. Just use that, man.
Especially indoors, yeah. Like I said, the biggest cause is normally smoke inhalation. The guy by the name of Beachley, I'm slaughtering his name. He actually went to jail, or he received a prison sentence for 4 years.
Wow.
11 years of suspended sentence and 3 years of probation.
Wow.
It was the outcry from people who felt like this was okay, I see what you're saying. So it says, and people were there was an outcry from people who felt like that was a lenient sentence.
Oh, that he didn't get punished harsh enough.
Right, but by all accounts, Biechle, Beachley was incredibly remorseful and just crushed by these events. Oh. But I mean, like everything, I'm sure people wanted him crucified. But I mean, I don't know all the circumstances, but honestly, you have to be a complete moron to be in that club and say pyros are okay.
Man, there is no way.
I mean, you could literally have IQ of about 30 and know that you can't shoot pyros off in there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Let me check out the chat here a little bit. I haven't been paying much attention to that. Okay, everyone's saying hi. I rolled right back.
The dog pose in here.
The dog Paul. Woof. What's up, dog Paul?
What's up, man?
Ed B. Meadow says he remembers the news but forgot many folks perished. Yep, 100. 96 did not make it out of the club. Yeah. So well, it was an accident. Dog Paul says it was an accident. Yeah. It was political prosecution. Yeah, I'm sure it was. You know, they had to hang somebody. You know.
Somebody had to take the fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to Jack Russell passing, which was horrible. It's just another notch in that belt for that era of music that will not happen again. You know, there's so many artists, musicians that have passed because it's just time and creeps up on everybody, and it's like, man, a lot of bands, a lot of those, you know, Aerosmith hung it up recently, and now Jack Russell's passed. Of course, Van Halen is done, and many others that are just can't do it no more. So
the Dog Paw says I saw the first showing of Pink Floyd, The Wall, where they did the same thing, lit the stage on a fire at the LA Coliseum. Accidents happen. I agree, but where Great White was playing, that wasn't a Coliseum. You could see the low ceiling.
oh, that was just, yeah.
I would not try. I mean, I would not try. I mean, just looking at it, you know,
Way too small for that to be.
Yeah. That was like, I don't know, was that a 500 people venue or something like that?
And I heard that they were overcapacitated too.
Right.
They had way too many people in there.
Yeah, Dog Paw says Jack Russell was a total cool guy, unlike many from that era, right? So all I've heard is good things about him. Everybody says such a nice guy he was. That dementia, man, I just can't believe how fast that takes people. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it really is.
I've had some family members that had that, and it was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Bad deal.
Yeah. I have some friends that their parents went to, and they went. I think one went pretty quick, and one that it took a little while longer. But and I asked them, like, how weird is that when you go over to your parents' house, they don't recognize you? You know?
Oh my God, that's how it was with my grandmother years ago.
Yeah,
it was like that.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
pretty freaking crazy.
Enjoy life, man. While we have some youth left, enjoy it. Enjoy it, man. Love your family. Tell them how much you care. Play music. Do whatever you love to do that makes you happy. Enjoy it, man. That's, you know, not trying to be weird, but it's so easy to take stuff for granted. I know I do. I get up, go to work, come home, go to bed, and I get up and go to work and complain about, you know, I don't want to do this job and all this. I'm glad that I have this job. I'm glad I have my health.
Yeah, my job kind of pisses me off to the degree of like anybody having to work. It's like, to me, it's sucking up a lot of time, and I know I gotta have it, but I figure I got to get a 40-hour weekend. You gotta basically put 50 in to get 40 with the drive, with the waking up. So then it leaves you about 5 hours a night because you need 8 hours of sleep. So in 5 days, you have only 25 hours to yourself out of 5 days. The rest is sleeping and working. So I'm like, But I try to stay positive that it's like I've been hurt and had the shoulder surgery and this and that, and there's certain turning points where like I would rather be just healthy and able to go to work, you know, come home, play my guitar for an hour or two, you know, maybe 1, maybe 2 hours, go to bed, and then, you know, and it's like the old saying, someone offered you $1 billion, but you're not waking up tomorrow. Would you take it? No, of course you wouldn't. You know what I mean? So, Rick Hefner's in the house. What's up, Rick? What's up, brother?
You say, Mr. Hefner, how you doing?
Dog Paw retired.
Yeah, he's been retired for a while, I think.
Yeah, hopefully someday that's where I get retired.
Hopefully me too, brother.
Just gotta stay healthy, you know? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You could be a shooting instructor like this guy.
Now, if you want on this 44 Magnum, you can shoot it single action.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Don't get around him. Dolp has been retired for 8 months now. Wow. Okay. Awesome, man.
8 months. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now you can get some. Now you can really get some playing in, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just like last night, we had band practice last night. Got home from work. Let's see. Got up at 4:45 a.m. Went to work. Got home at 4 o'clock p.m. So basically a 12-hour window. Well, 11-hour. Practice for 4 hours. Excuse me. Went to bed. You know, rinse and repeat, man.
Yeah.
And here
Now
we are.
That picture you sent me of the 5150, is that your half stack?
Yeah, that's my 80-watt 5150 Iconic.
I didn't know you. I thought you had just the two little small 5150 Iconics, like the with this. I didn't know you had a half stack. That's awesome.
No, I bought one 40-watt. I just bought a 40-watt 5150 Iconic, and then I decided I needed that half stack also. So.
Oh, that's incredible. They got one of those at Guitar Center. It looks amazing.
Yeah, so when we play the outdoor show, when we play an outdoor show, I use the half stack, and when we play more like little dive bars and shit, I'll use the smaller one.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if I could. I was trying to think if I had any video of the big stack on stage. I think I do. Before I share, I'm just kind of scanning here to see if. Yeah. So actually, I can. I'll. That one, Soul. I'm just kind of looking at the videos we got here.
Yeah.
That song is original. I wrote. It's a punk metal song called "Burn Motherfucker." So I don't think I'm gonna play that one. I wrote that. I wrote the lyrics. I wrote the part of the lyrics, the riffs. My mother does not like that song, but it's got a good beat. So I can play. Somebody, yeah, right. We played We played that. We played that at the Wisconsin's largest county fair, ongoing county fair, and it's crazy because we were loading our gear up and it was like people's favorite song. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, I can actually, I'll show you, I can share a video with that 80 watt on stage.
Cool.
Dog paw, you can stop with the guns. I keep warning you. YouTube could really mess with you. Let's see, what's the dog paw says? In the 70s, if you had a PV, you hit it behind something so nobody knew. Yeah. Rody's Jam Cave. What's up, man? What's up, brother?
What's up, Rody?
It's just Friday night, and I really do feel a little too sober right now, but it's going good. Let's wait, Edwin, what now?
I used to have a song called GDMFSOP. Everybody loved it, but not the family.
Right. I mean, we played a tiki bar down on the lower Wisconsin River, and it was a biker benefit. And that song came up in the set list. And out of all our shows, and I'm grateful they showed up, but my mother and father-in-law showed up. my mom and dad were there, my 13-year-old, and they heard us practice the song all the time. But as we were playing Burn, Motherfucker, Burn, I look over, my mother-in-law's got her hands over my kid's ears. And I'm like, and Lexi's like, I've heard this so many times when they practice it downstairs, Grandma. You know, like, as we're, you play the big riff and you have the verse, and then the big part where the crowd supposed to sing with you is burn, motherfucker, burn. You know, so it's like, yeah. Anyway, good fun. Let's see. Let me. This one I'll share is some of you might even heard it. This one's my beauty queen. I wrote all the guitar parts. I did not write the lyrics, and something to do with being really drunk, I think. The vocalist said at one point when I was doing a radio interview, because those fuckers made me pick me to do the radio interview, and the first thing the DJ asked was, what's that song behind it? What's the meaning behind that song? I'm like, so I had to make shit up on the fly. And the vocalist came in the next practice, like, he come in the next practice and was like, yeah, it's not really about that. But he's like, it's just, I'm like, well, I didn't expect him to ask me what the friggin' song was actually about.
Yeah.
You know, like, who cares? Listen to the guitar. Yeah. All right, I gotta add it, back it up. I don't need to back it up. So I guess you can't totally see, but you can see behind me there is that 80 watt.
Oh yeah.
And I wish Iris did awesome filming this, but there's huge PAs mounted on this massive stage you can't see in this video footage. And you can see all the speakers there, but there's these huge, are way up in the air, and there's like 12 of them, you know, or whatever, like a row of them. But that half stack's got some nuts to it, let me tell you. Serious horsepower. Yeah. Camera recording. If I mute that, does it cut off the shared screen sound, Joe?
No, it did not cut off.
All right. think. Last round. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beauty
man.
Queen.
That was a fun show.
Beauty
Fun.
Queen by
Huh?
King Cobra.
Yeah,
Beauty
King
Queen
Cobra.
by King Cobra.
Beauty Queen. My Beauty Queen. My Beauty Queen, and I'm your drunken king or something like that. in there.
There you go.
I know that's in there. I don't really pay attention to the lyrics when I'm playing them. I just go, man. I know my parts, and I know certain vocal cues if I need them, but
Yeah, same here.
other than that, man, I'm going. Mm-hmm. He'd be like humming, and as long as it sounds good, I'm good.
Nothing wrong with that. You're doing your part.
Oh yeah, it's a burn, motherfucker, burn. I got that line down.
Yeah, that one's easy to remember.
Yeah, that's easy to remember. And crowd favorite, you know. I mean, it's unless like I was like, hey man, maybe we shouldn't play that. And everyone's like, yeah, play it. So in that tent is it's enormous, it's huge, and we're at the entrance of the park where everybody's coming in, and there's all these carnies and games. There's a tent, beer garden, a blacktop path. Everybody's coming in on the whole entire county fair to the left of the stage. How I'm standing on it. So everyone coming into that park, man, is hearing us jam. And obviously there's a shit ton of kids. Well, I seen a couple moms. And then in that tent, we're on that stage, which I wish someone could have panned and showed, but there was like the stage and 15 feet, and they had these gated rails up for people to be behind. And then there was like open area, and then these picnic tables all the way through, and people could eat and drink beer and sit. Anyway, we started playing Burn Motherfucker Burn, and I'd seen a few moms jump up with their kids and like, but that sound guy that the fair had was so awesome. I liked this. He had us so freaking loud. They probably heard us halfway across the fairgrounds, you know? So I was like, holy shit. And we got done. You know, where are you going to take your kids?
You can't escape.
No. And
They're driving home. They can still hear. You hear that? I mean,
hey, Mom, I really like that song. Burn, motherfucker, burn. Shut up, Jimmy.
Went to a record store near you.
Because we do have, like, you know, if you're going to do like a PG radio version, you could be like, burn, mother trucker, burn, burn. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I thought he was going to do. But it was like, no, it was like seen a couple of bombs, one pushing the stroller, a kid on her hip. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And it was fun, man. It was fun. You know what I mean? Whatever.
That's the main thing. You're having fun, man. You're doing your deal. You're in a band. Y'all are playing gigs.
Yeah,
I mean,
if I had it set up right now, we got, I think is it 60 or 70 commercials on the radio we're doing a little rock fest September 7th in a town about 20 minutes west of here with another band. And
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool. They're got a bunch of commercials up for it. For Electromag is who is opening, and then we're gonna play the last 2 hours of originals and covers. So and it's weather permitting, it will be outdoors behind the club. So that will be a fun one. 7 to 11 at night.
Wow. That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It'd be fun.
Edwin says
So-
he's just putting the suds in the ice box. I hear you, man.
I
Getting
know.
ready to have a cold one pretty soon.
For some reason, my beer isn't very cold.
Uh-oh.
I hate it when it's not like ice cold.
Yeah, I
ice.
like mine really cold, too.
Yeah.
I had my
Right
share
on.
earlier, so I'm done for the night. I can't overdo it.
You can't?
I could, but I don't need to.
No. Tomorrow I'll feel like shit.
Yeah, I don't want to. I got stuff to do tomorrow. I had a lot to do today, and I don't want to mess myself up tomorrow. So
Yeah, I gotta help my wife take my daughter and her friends, and they're getting their nails and toes done and shopping because it's her 13th birthday coming up in the middle of next week. So
right.
we'll be doing all that stuff. But
Yeah, cool, man.
yeah, man, what else you got going?
Oh man.
You going live tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, I'm supposed to go live tomorrow night, talking guitars and more. I don't know what episode this is. Probably, I don't know, 33 or something. I don't know.
I'll try to jump in if I'm around.
Yeah, if you're around, absolutely, please do. So I don't know who all else is gonna be on there. I'm sure my son might be on there, and Larry Riker. That might be it, because I think other people are busy doing stuff, which is
Larry-
which is fine.
What time are you going live?
9 Eastern, my time.
Yeah.
So that'd be 8 your time, just like tonight.
Yeah, if we're back, I'll definitely. If we're back by then, I'll jump on. But
Yeah, sure.
So one thing I was going to talk about. I don't know if everybody here knows or not, but I bought the Made in Japan Signature Series Wolfgang guitar. We talked about it
Yes.
last week,
Yes.
and it's a great guitar. But there is something that's bugging me with it, and I did talk to some other people that play a lot of metal that kind of had the same issue with it. It's like last night we had a 4-hour practice, and when I'm doing my chugs, when I'm doing my triplets, when I'm doing certain things, it just doesn't have the crunch my EMG 8185s have, my Florence kill switch engage pickups, my 8515s, and my PRS. And I was trying to adjust the amp and stuff. The guitar sounds amazing, don't get me wrong, but for a certain genre of music, which I play a lot more metal, when Eddie designed and wound his style, you know what I mean? He's not, where I'm half muting, full muting, just some grinding, chunky chunk. Not trying to piss Wolfgang people off because I just spent a shitload of money on this guitar, but it's lacking on the
Chunky
crunch
side
end.
of things.
Yeah. And I'm really bummed because I want to use it for most of our set. But if I don't feel that kind of crunch horsepower that I normally get with my PRS, the 8515s, and when I can rattle you from the chunk, you know what I mean? And where that's like, I'm moving my palm around, my hands all the way back, almost off the bridge to try to get some depth in there.
Wow.
So now I was talking with some other friends compared to what I'm used to with my guitars and this amp setup and my pedal board. So I was talking to some other people, and they're like, well, you can turn your gain up. Well, I tried that last night. It really didn't do it. I turned my low up, turned my gain up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to experiment with that more. And maybe if I can get that sweet spot, I can at least, be like, okay, I need gain here while I'm using the Wolfgang. And then if I can get by with 15 songs using that, then I'll just dial that gain back to this original setting that all my other guitars sound really sweet on.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about the crunch, right? The chug, the crunch, and that's basically what it comes down to. And I'm just like, so I'm trying to figure it out because basically I have a Wolfgang made in Japan signature with a kill switch. So that's where I'm bummed, man, because I'm like, the guitar has the potential that I can use to cover so many songs. It's in standard, okay? It's in standard. It's got the D-tune, you go D-tune, okay? Now add a Digitech whammy pedal to it. Now you can be in drop C, and you can be in D standard with it too also. Mm-hmm. So that's 4 tunings I can be in with one guitar.
That's awesome.
You can cover a shit ton of songs. Shit ton. Without having to stop, switch guitars.
Right.
And it's like, why does everything always have to have a catch? And it's coming up weak on the crunch for me. I'm like, oh. I could rip them out and put 8185s in. All the Van Halen people are like, oh.
Dude, it's your guitar. Do what you want with it.
No, I know. I'm not good. Those are specially wound.
Well, let me ask you this.
Great.
I don't know if this would interest you or if it would help or if it would hurt.
Yeah.
Would an EQ pedal do any good in this situation?
So again, that was a question raised today. I've been discussing with some people through WhatsApp, and it's a great question. So here's the question, Joe.
Okay.
Do I put a should I use an overdrive in front of the amp? Should I use my EQ? Should I do some kind of boost or should I adjust the gain? So it's all things to experiment with. So let's say I had some kind of pedal that would do the trick. Then it's just on off.
Right.
On off.
Right.
And I don't have to dial back my gain.
Right.
So it's kind of one of those things like, and I know for sure I don't want this fucking thing in front of my amp.
No, you don't want that.
I know for sure I don't want that. And don't get me wrong. I love my setup. The point of the EVH 5150 Iconic is, with my setup, it's the best toned, most badass shit I got going.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm running, the delay is through the effects loop.
Right.
And the wah is front of the amp.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nice and simple.
That's it, man. And a foot switch.
Yeah.
To channel 1, you want to go to channel 2.
Right.
Go to channel 1, do your clean, hit it, channel 2. If you want another boost, it's got the burner.
Right.
So I don't know if there's anything I can do to actually get that chunk out. I'm looking for, where the hell is my EQ pedal?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I do have an EQ pedal.
I would experiment with that. I would. If it was me, I would.
So I used to use my EQ pedal for a boost when I soloed.
Okay.
Sorry, digging through my pedals.
You got a box full of goodies there.
Oh yeah. So here we go.
There we go. I got the same pedal. Yeah.
Great EQ. I used it for
GE7.
15, 20 years. I used this for solo time off on the solo. And that's literally all I used it for.
Wow.
So, just because I was using a distortion in front of the amp, I was playing all in front. Everything with my Randall, everything with that amp, I went to the front of the amp. Until I got a different amp that, when I ran my delay and shit through the Randall, through the effects loop, it didn't sound good because that amp is so differently built.
It is.
It's so powerful. You have to turn the volume up so loud in the max out the gain. That thing, to get good gain out of that, it's got to be like cranked.
Right.
And it will literally blow your head. You could actually potentially probably blow your eardrums right out of your head with it. But anyway, so this was great for that. And in front of the amp, well, I don't really plug anything into the front of the amp besides the wall pedal now and my tuner. I don't use this. I don't use this, especially with the 5150, because this creates a lot more noise.
Right.
This I do plan on using in the future. And I had it on my board. And I took it off because when I go play shows, I don't want to dink around hooking up more pedal,
Oh, okay, yeah.
the flanger.
Uh-huh.
This is a great old flanger.
Yeah, that's old school.
It's old school and it's perfect.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't need new school, in my opinion. This chorus pedal, I've never I don't use it because on that 5150 I put some reverb. Put some reverb on it.
Oh, it has built-in reverb, don't it?
It does, but there's a dial, yeah, so you can adjust it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So you can really get the really good, I'll call it 90s tone, metal, rock if you want.
Dogpa says, get the Feel the Tone PA 1QG, I think. Programmable analog 10-band EQ. It is a quiet pedal.
Okay.
He says the one we have, the Boss, is a noisy pedal. I never really experienced that, but I mean...
The question is, again, can I get the crunch out of it? That's the thing. I don't think it matters. I don't want to speak wrong, but I don't think it totally matters what pedal I have. I shouldn't say that, but I don't know. It's either there or not. I don't think those pickups are meant to have that thick chunk crunch. But I think if I can find a happy medium, it's just, and I'm almost there with it now. I mean,
yeah.
It wasn't like it was bad. It just was like I was used to major power, right? Like major power. Which the rest of the guitar has, the notes and the soloing and all that. But there's a lot of songs where I get into a lot of triplets. Oh, my headphone jack is... Sorry. That's not good. My headphone jack is junk.
Uh-oh.
Or my cord is. Hold on. Okay, let's see. All right, it's not my headphones. These are like $130 headphones. It's just the, it's the adapter.
Oh, okay.
Every time I move my hand, it just brushed the head. Oh, it's doing it again. Brush the headphone cable. It was like, so it probably wasn't cutting out on that end, but it's cutting out on mine. I'm like, driving me freaking crazy. So I plugged it into the other, I had that other 1/4-inch adapter to the, what these headphones have is actually like a 3.55 millimeter.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and you plug it into the 1/4-inch or whatever.
Yeah, the adapter.
Yeah, let's see. Dog Paw, what'd you learn? You learned speed picking over Dorian and pentatonic scales just because I didn't like the harmonic minors Yngwie used. Yeah, Dorian's always been kind of a go-to for, I mean, it's basically the second position of the modes. what do you got? Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Mixolydian, Aeolian. Am I doing it right? Aeolian. Mixolydian. Did I screw that up? And then Lydian is like number 7, something like that. Harmonic minor is really cool. I think harmonic minor is great. Let's see what Dog Paul is saying. I've always had an EQ on my board. Only thing, always on every board since the beginning. So I was the same way for probably, it's a good 20 plus years. And then, when I had processors, I'd mess with EQ. And I'm just going to be honest with you. When I bought the 5150s, I was like, I don't need it. This thing's got a extra burn button on it.
Yeah.
And it sounds so good. It's like I tried the EQ out on it. I tried the EQ out on it, and it actually was like, in my opinion, screwed it up.
You kind of took away from it, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I've owned a lot of amps. And I said it last week, like Eddie, a gigging amp that's not like overpriced, you can't go wrong with one of these Iconics. I mean, they sound good, and you don't need anything to get good cleans or crunch out of it.
Where did you get that amp? At a local music store? Or?
So, I think the 40 watt, dang it all. I think I ordered both of them through Sweetwater.
Oh, okay.
I think I seen them at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And I didn't like how dirty they were, and I didn't like the fact that people were playing on them.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Because the one the last video I made about Guitar Center, my son and I went, and they have a 5150 half stack sitting there, and it looks good, but I was like, I wouldn't buy that off the floor. I'd order a new one from Sweetwater.
Not only
just
that,
for that reason. I'm not trying to dog anything, but I don't know, man. Not as many hands has been on it,
But not only that, Joe, like everybody that plays it, or if they left it on all day, that's wear and tear on the tubes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
And with my luck, the Guitar Center here, it's got a foot switch. I'd be like, where's the foot switch? Oh, we can't find it. There's always something. There's always something you're going to get shafted out of out there sometimes, man. I'm like, come on, y'all, get your crap together.
No, I did order two. Both. I ordered both of them, and like I said, then. So, and it doesn't matter what amp I take, but this is a brand new foot switch I haven't used because I got one with both.
Nice.
So, as you can see, I'll just present myself. I want to talk about this for a little second here.
Sure.
Oh shit! How do you present? Here we go. God, I would learn this. So, this is what I'm talking about when I'm not running an EQ or I'm not running a pedal for when I solo. This is weird. So channel, when that's red, you're in your distortion or hotter channel.
Right.
It goes green, you're in your clean. But when you're in red, see that? It says boost.
Yeah.
That's like perfectly balanced amount of decibels to pop you and your solo straight through. No matter if the drummer's playing harder, if the sound guy has got things screwed up. So it's like, I just didn't need anything else. It was like, there it is. So
that's it. Yeah.
And with my band just being a bass player and a guitar player, I don't even use the boost because he'll back off and he's playing that section or whatever, like this, and I don't get buried on the solos. So at that point, I can go click my Zach Wild wah on and get that little extra boost I need.
Yeah.
Only amp I didn't use a pedal was the rack mount 180 watt Mesa. Mesas are friggin' awesome. They really are. Oh, we got an excellent condition 58 tweed bassman. All right. Nice. Very nice.
I want to look up that half stack. So I saw that the
Which one?
5150 at Guitar Center, the half stack there, I think the cabinet was $699.
Well, it's the 80 watt. And then the
Okay.
cabinet, yeah, the cabinet should almost be even cheaper than that. At least it was up by me. Hold on. All right, so let's do a little shopping here.
Yeah, I'm looking myself. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
EVH.
I'm gonna share a screen.
Okay.
So we can look at this here. Let's bring this in. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so yeah, $599 at Sweetwater for the cab. Oh shit! I clicked on it. It doesn't show you that page. Okay.
Okay, the 80 watt head is $1,000.
Yep. So you have about 1,700 in it after taxes.
That ain't bad.
18. No, for what it is, I mean, I think it's badass. So here's the man. Here's the cab. $599. So
Yeah,
that's
that
the
looks sharp, man.
So that's the cab I have for my 80 watt.
There it is, yeah.
Yep. And it's just got the one hole in the back. Eddie Van Halen Celestian speakers. It's got handles on the side, which is really nice.
Yeah.
If you're gigging, you know.
Absolutely.
The 40 watts actually shittier. It's in my opinion, to haul around. You know.
I think it's awesome. I think that's a great deal.
It is. I think it is. Stop that sharing, and I'm gonna reshare a tube head. So
80 watt tube head, $999.99.
yep, I got it up on the screen right now.
There it is.
Or is it on here?
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that. Right, but I'm looking up my. Oh, it's this one. So here's the cool thing about that. You look at the back.
Oh, wow.
So I can XLR out to my board for recording. Then I got a pre-out that I can go to a monitor speaker to my drummer. So, because we got sick of relying on sound guys. So he bought a 1,000 watt power monitor speaker. So if I want to record, or the sound guys can either mic my cab or use my XLR out.
Yeah.
And then I can pre-out to my dogs are barking. I can pre-out to my drummer, and then you get your effects loop, your foot switch, in your parallel to go to your cab. And right here, you can't see it, but you got a ground left. Right here is a button that you can mute the cab with.
Oh,
if
wow.
you want. So I'll push mute on that. The cab's muted. And I'll be XLR out to my board. And then I
okay.
can just bring my fader up and when practice through my computer monitor speakers.
There you go.
And then there's another button, and it's on the front of this cab. On the 40 watt, it's in the back, but on this amp, it's in the front. If you look here, it's hard to read, but there's a quarter power and full power. There's a quarter power and full power on the 40 watt and 80 watt.
Yeah.
And you just keep scratching your head going, where's all this extra horsepower coming from? You know, it's insane. It's a crazy son of a gun. But, and then they do have the 5150 100 watt, but I don't think that's the iconic. I don't think that's the iconic one. But anyway, I can type that in right now. 5150 100 watt. Joel, you're pretty quiet. What'd you do? Just order one?
No. No, I was just wanting to look them up to see what they were going for because I was like, I think they're pretty reasonable.
No, I mean and that was Eddie's plan to make a great amp for gigging that was affordable because it didn't break the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid $2,600 for the Randall. I wanted a Hughes and Kettner. I mean, look at that, $6,000. I want something that I'm not going to completely cry over if a little bit
Something
of
happens.
yeah, upholstery gets dinged, but yet it has the sound of the $6,000 amp.
Right.
So, well, here's a 5150 100 watt tube head black stealth 2500. So, pretty big price jump there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this 80 watts got so much power. I don't know
Oh yeah.
why I would need a 100 watt. You know, I just don't.
No, you're good.
Oh, wait, I wasn't even sharing that, was I?
Mm-mm.
Son of a gun. So what I was showing was, now I'm sharing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so on the left, as you look at the screen, look at that, 2500. And then there's on the far right, there's the EVH 5150 100 watt 2 guitar amp, the ivory one for $2,000. But, and then the cab is the 100 watt extension cabinet. Instead of 600, they're basically 1200. So the difference is my 80 watt half stack. If you put it next to my Randall, the next time I go live, I'll put them behind me. So the cabs, there's a few inches difference, maybe 3-inch difference between the two. You know, one's a little higher, the cab, and the head's a little bit bigger. You know, obviously. So,
But overall, you're very satisfied with those products.
oh yeah, that 80 watt half stack's got enough power to play as big as venue as you want to play, because like we played the Tiki Hut outdoor down by the southern Wisconsin, the lower Wisconsin River, and because I didn't want to go through the PA unless you're like at a club that has like a pro PA. We took our own PA system, and I didn't want to battle because every time I hooked into it, you can hear the vocals and guitars kind of fight sometimes, you know.
Yeah,
Unless you got
yeah.
a really kick-ass PA. So the bass player and myself would just play through our amps and just let the vocalists go through the PA. And the only thing you need to make sure is that you have the horsepower, you know, to get out there.
Right.
So
So with that on that clip when y'all were playing at the fair, were you playing strictly just out of your half stack?
No, that place was giant. So they mic'd my half stack.
Okay.
Like I said, you've been to a concert where you see the stage and you can see those speakers in front of it, but then on the sides,
Oh yeah.
way out in front of the stage, it looked like they come down and they kind of horseshoe,
Yeah.
and it's just of all the speakers on
Right.
each side.
Wow.
And that's what it was.
That.
Yeah.
So you can't see that in the frame. That's why I was asking.
Right,
Yeah.
you can't. It was like a pro setup, like a big time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Big time setup. I've never had sound like that. That video doesn't even justify how giant that stage was. That was the biggest stage I played on. Thing was giant. Didn't even know what to do with that much space. And then, like I said, then I'm on the stage 15, 20 feet out. There's those 4-foot gates that they put, those concert gates. You know what I mean? And then I'm not even used to being that far away from people. You know what I mean? And then the sound guy was like way out in the middle. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, but that's still cool though, man.
We were thumping, man. And you could hear, we could hear on stage really good. But yeah, it's so big, so outdoor. And I think I had my half stack maybe on 3 or 4.
I was going to ask what you had it on.
3 or 4.
Back when I was gigging, I got the PV half stack back there, and I would have mine between 4 and 5, and that was loud, man. I was like, damn, it's for what we were playing. It wasn't like what y'all were doing, but it was smaller venues. But I was like, wow, that some bitch was louder than what I thought.
So I rarely ever have to go to 5. I think I was on like 4, and then because I was so far away from my amp, when I was up by my floor, so I had 20. Okay, here's how big that stage was. You can't even, you can't tell from that video. I had all 25-foot cords to get from my amp to my pedal board. And my pedal board was probably 9 feet from the edge of the stage. 9-10 feet. You know what I mean? And my amp was a couple feet off the back.
Right.
So what I'm saying is then I had, when we're outside this enormous tent, and so I had to keep moving back and back and back to where I could make my cords reach my amp. Well, then they had the floor monitors on that stage, and it felt so far away from my amp anyway, and being like outdoor tent like that, like I'm pretty sure I could hear my sound coming out of my amp, of course, but it was like, he's like, what do you want in your floor monitor? Like, I'm like, put some more bass in there. They're just Clinton eye, and my ears I can listen to the drummer, I don't need any drums, just put vocals and bass in my floor monitor. So it worked out pretty good that way. But yeah, it's just giant, man.
So you were using cables. Have you ever gone wireless playing live?
Oh yeah. I went wireless, but I'm gonna buy a new wireless now. I spent like $500 on a Shure wireless unit years ago. But even going wireless, I still gotta be able. I mean, I suppose I could with my board, right? But don't you still have to run wire? You can do it from your board to your amp.
You can, you can still. I mean, you can go from your output of your board, and that goes to your amp. You know what I mean? And then your wireless would plug in to the first pedal of that chain, and then your guitar would be the other part of the wireless. And then you'd have cables running from the board on the output side going to your amp.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. My longest cords was only 25 feet.
Yeah.
And it was becoming a challenge to get to my amp. I had to keep going like back on the stage, back. I like that stage was just fucking giant. crazy. But yeah, it is about the Transformers. So that has the dog ball has 2 Transformers in it. My Randall has even bigger Transformers in it. Obviously, we understand it's not the volume, but he's just saying as you turn the volume up, how much juice you're getting pushed to the Transformers. Zone, volume, frequency. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Either way, the sound was great. It was just size of the stage, size of the venue was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. I wish the person filming, I was like, they're it's like, while we're playing, come up around on stage with that camera. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But so eventually that's what I want her to do, but I think sometimes they get, people get nervous. They don't want to get up on that stage and do things. You know what I mean?
Shit,
Even
I
the
would.
camera people, I would too. So yeah, people sometimes try to be too proper. Like, just do what you want. Because then, I wanted the giant sound system in the picture.
Yeah.
And the people, but the photographers and the camera people, there's only 2 or 3 or 2, not many. They were between the stage and them gates, which is like 15 or 20 feet. So that wasn't enough room for her to be back far enough to capture the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Who was filming? Was that your wife or one of your daughters, or who was doing the filming? They did a good job.
it was actually the bass player's girlfriend.
Okay. Thought it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome, man. That would be fun to do that. I never got to be on this. I never got to be on a stage like that.
Me neither,
Probably never.
man.
Probably never will. But it was.
Me neither. That was I've played a lot of bands. That was by far the biggest stage I ever played on. You never know, man, once you retire. There's lots of guys my age to 65 out playing, man. I've seen some of the best freaking drummers. I shouldn't even say 65. I don't know. Maybe 70. I've seen some of the just fucking killer drummers and guitar players. But I mean, what comes to mind is the drummer that I don't know his exact age, but he's got to be 70.
Damn.
Just killing it. He's in like 3 bands. I'm like,
Yeah, good for him.
what more fun can you have when you retire, man?
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
The great thing about being a musician is your ass shouldn't be getting bored when you're retired. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be.
If you're bored, get in a band. Right or no? Am I right?
No, you're right. Hell yeah, that to me that's the ultimate retirement, man.
Yeah, dude. If you're getting bored, man, shit.
Yeah.
But
You're
yeah,
sitting down too much. I mean, yeah, you gotta put some stuff together. I would try to. Hopefully one day I can, man.
yeah. I don't know how good that other footage is, or how the sound came through. I can try. I don't know. What's the worst that can happen? You know what I mean? I mean, they've already punished the shit out of me a little bit. YouTube. Let's see here.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go for it.
God dang. Oh God Almighty.
This is Burn Motherfucker. Enjoy.
He says enjoy. That music, that riff sounds familiar.
What's that, Joe?
Said that riff sounds familiar.
It does?
Remember the show intro with R2 when you and I? It sounds like that.
I don't even remember it really.
Some of the
Maybe it
rhythm.
is.
Yeah. Uh-oh. That's what I'm talking about, Dave. Tear it up.
Thanks, brother. It does. Now that you mention it, it does. It is, isn't it?
It sounds just like it to me.
Well, it's burnt, motherfucker. No.
Hey, you wrote it.
God, I think you're right, Joe. I think it is it. Better put that together. Charlie S., what's up, brother? I think I missed
Charlie
you last
S.
week.
What's up, Charlie?
True.
Look at that pretty 5150 back in the background.
Fucking tubes are warm now, baby.
Oh, they're screaming now. They get that Zach Wild going, boy.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the big chorus line. Sing along, Joe. Sing along. Intro my ass. It's bird, motherfucker. Fucking moms and their kids are running out of that tent, man. Then there was those couple few dudes coming in, right? Like, all right, Rob, let's end this son of a bitch. Rob's like, nope, stay in the pocket. Like, all right. He ended it.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Playing live. Ain't nothing like it.
Oh, I love playing live. It's even like doing covers. Like, I don't care. Like, there's so much more fun playing live with a band than sticking right to a backing track. Because if there's any little, and I'm not taking. I've spent my whole life learning songs to backing tracks, but excuse me. But either way, like let's say we play live tomorrow or next week or whatever, and it's the backing track. It's like, I mean, a cover when you do it with a band, you can even make it your own a little bit, or if it's drummed a little different, or extended solo part, or I mean, you want to be close, but at the same time, it's like you can be really, really, really tight on it. As long as everybody's really, really tight on it, it doesn't,
Right.
It needs to be really close. But I don't know. Am I explaining that right, Joe? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can put your own flavor in when you're
Yes.
with the band. You can kind of add your little 2 cents, and as
Right.
long as you're still in the realm of respectful of the song, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Right.
Whereas with a backing track, you don't have that liberty. You have to just,
Right.
it is what it is, and you have to stick to the way it is. Yes, you can improvise with a band. Yeah.
Yeah, but then to a point, it's not even. Yes, you can improvise, but like we practice them, and like I know it's like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like even the covers we have, like from start to finish, it's the same way we play it every single time. It's flawless, perfect, great, whatever. Then you go play the backing track, and there's a slight. You know what I mean? There's slight differences, things. And on some of them, there's not. Like, some AC/DC songs are the same way. Slither the same way. Alice in Chains the same way, pretty much, as the album. Deftones the same way. But then you get into, like, Stranglehold, Voodoo Child. It's like No Holds Barred. It's like, it's a jam. It's
Jam fest, man.
It is a jam fest. Solo for 20 minutes if you want. You know what I mean? It just turns into this huge thing, and it turns into this huge thing. I'm like, Rob's the drummer. Take me out of get me out of this fucking solo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, it was fun. It's fun. I mean, I think we played Stranglehold one night for like 15 minutes. I swear to God. Or Voodoo Child. And Joe, you do it all the time. I watch you play. You get in that trance. You get in that mode.
Get in that zone, yeah.
The zone. Yeah. It's the zone, baby.
Yeah.
It's the zone.
Yeah.
And when you hop in that in front of people, even if it's not a lot, it's
still the zone.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yep, that's what I'm looking for. I just don't know if the connections are going to line up here, but man, that's what I'm shooting for.
It's such a rush, and then if there's some women dancing or some guys, or
that just makes it even better. It makes it so much sweeter, man.
We had people, I'm not bragging about us, but damn it, I am bragging a little bit. Like that biker show we played, like there was women dancing, and I started tearing off my bad girlfriend, and all these women came out, and then we're playing these other songs, and they were like just kept belling at us. They didn't want us to quit. It's like we played 2.5 hours for free. Like we're done, and they just kept like, yeah, more. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, we'll play another one. So then we played like 30 minutes over, but it's when they're into it, man. It's super fun. It's super fun.
Absolutely, that's what makes a band magical. Yeah.
And when you have a drummer, singer, and a bass player that your chemistry hits on, you if anything fluctuates, right, you don't the train doesn't derail,
That's right.
I mean, it ain't nothing, I mean, you don't want to make a habit of like surprise, like I'm gonna go 4 measures longer in my soul than I have for the last 4 months. You know what I mean? But
you don't want to do that.
No. But if something happens,
Get to a
just
tunnel
keep
there
playing the fucking bass line until I come out.
Until I come out. He fell into the tub or something.
I shall tell you when I'm coming out. Until I look at you and give you the head nod, keep playing it. I don't care if it's the same thing 105 times in a row. Bass player's going. You get the poor bass player. I love Clint. I mean, he's playing the same thing over and over for me. And it's like, Rob wants me to keep going to play the solo. And BT's doing whatever. And poor fucking Clint's just playing this killer bass line over and over and over. He's dying over there. And it's like, Clint, you're doing this awesome bass line, and I'm just ripping a fucking solo over it. Like, no one's listening to your bass line, bro. Like, you could have just been like, boom. I feel bad for you, man. But you know what I mean? It still adds to the whole thing, but at the same time, it's like, He's like, oh, motherfucker. I'm like, dude, why'd you put so much into it? I just soloed for like 15 minutes over it.
Damn.
Like, you could have cut your shit in half. Like, it's a super technical bass line. I love the guy, amazing. But I'm like, yeah, man, when I go to a solo, just go to your basic third day of learning bass. You know what I mean? Like,
Learning bass. Damn.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I'm in the key of D, just playing the key of D because don't wear yourself out because I don't, I'm going to be here a bit, So, I was like, too, like, my solos used to be so long. I was like, I tell Rob, like, dude, I love playing solos. That's great. But I'm like, I don't want to play them that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get me out. Get me out.
You don't want to burn. You don't want to burn
Right.
out. Yeah.
Like, I've played like every fucking note that I know that I've learned over 30 some years.
Right.
Get me out. I'm trying not to scale running. just play it. Like, fucking just play. I just played 3,000 notes in a minute and a half. Like, get me out.
That's right.
But it's in the long run, it's fun as shit. It really is. If you can control your nervousness and your anxiety and flip that switch,
Yes.
I just say if you're practiced up,
That's it.
if you're practiced up, you should have a shit ton of fun. And I'll speak from a guitar player's standpoint. If you have any doubt or fear of fucking that song up live, don't play it live. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't fucking do it. That's why the last 2 or 3 shows, I didn't play the Star Spangled Banner. I have a great version of the Star Spangled Banner. I love playing it. But I'm still scared of fucking that up live. The way I play it,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to play it 100 more times before I play it. That's what I said like 3 shows ago. Go ahead.
I was just agreeing with you. That's the thing to do. If you're not quite comfortable,
Right.
go over it and go over it and go over it again and again and again. And even when you get that done, go over it some more. I mean,
Amen.
that's
brother.
what I do with these tracks up here. That's what I do. I come in here when I have a few minutes and I just play them over and over. Now, will I ever have them perfected? Nah, there's always going to be some kind of little mojo that's going to happen, but I feel a lot more better about them than I did 6 months ago. I can tell you that.
Right, because you can rebound so much more with milliseconds quickly too, where the normal average listener is not going to notice. But like, the worst possible thing that I would want to run off stage and fucking leave is if halfway through the Star Spangled Banner I blank out and can't finish it. That's fine if you're 12 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not 46.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, play Star Spangled, because they love my version of Star Spangled, and I nail it every time. I'm like, I will know, because I kind of created these. I didn't create. I came up with these bend things that I do, and if for some reason I'm nerved up on stage and under practiced on it. Because I practiced the living shit out of it and recorded it. I mean, I practiced the living shit out of it. And then I went like 2 months without playing it. They're like, hey, you going to play that on that gig? I'm like, hell no, I got to relearn it pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah, you gotta feel comfortable, man.
yeah, you got to stay on top of that.
You ain't kidding, man.
Especially with these times and days, like I am not. Because no matter how comfortable I am and how good I am, I could still screw anything up at any time. And
It can happen to anybody.
yeah. But I don't want to have a total blank out or something. You know what I mean?
That's oh God, yeah. It's happened to me plenty of times. Yeah.
And that song puts extra pressure on me because it's the national anthem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't want to go viral on YouTube or TikTok because I fucking
Screwed
blanked it out, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's when I say, man, just go practice and practice and practice.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be, as you know, you'll be a lot more comfortable.
Oh yeah, it's all about woodshedding, it's
Yes.
about woodshedding. That's the way it
And
is.
and the thing with that, man, when I think back, watching my favorite guitar players, or even somebody now that's doing a clinic or something, I'm just saying, I haven't watched any guitar clinics lately, but when you watch something like that, the person gets up there and they just do it like it's nothing. And I
Right.
think to myself, damn. But look at all the hours they've logged in the practice. I mean, and some people advance more than others, but for me, it's always been a little bit more of a struggle to try to get where I want. But I'm getting there. But it just takes that repetitive mentality. Just keep doing it, man. Keep going over it again and again. Right now, I think I'm working with like 30 some odd songs right now. And for me, that's a lot because of my schedule, my work schedule. But my goal is to have, well, I'd like to have 50 on here. I don't think I can put any more songs on here. I think this thing's full. Let me see.
50 is
I think
great, but that's a lot to keep the dust knocked off on.
It
You
is.
know what I
It
mean?
is. It is. Yeah, I think I'll look
30's
right
a
here.
lot.
We got
30's a shit ton.
2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 8, 16, 24, 32. You're looking at about, there's 40.
That's a lot.
About 44.
That's
Yeah, so
all-
you're looking at about 45 songs I have, and that's maxed. I can't put nothing else on here.
That's a lot, man. That
That's
is
a lot
really
for
a
one
lot.
person.
That's
For
a
one
lot.
person, that's a lot for me to. And that's plenty of songs to be able to rotate. I can say, I can play, I don't know, like 6, and then I'll try 6 the next day or something. But that's a great way that you put it, keeping the dust knocked off. That's
Right, 'cause I'm looking at 34 songs right
yeah.
here.
And that's a lot too. I mean,
Well,
that's
and 15 of them, 12 of them are originals.
well, see.
And that's
You know,
still
so-
hard because the originals are, I mean, a cover is original that you're covering. But like these originals that had so much work put in them. So yeah, so I'm only really looking at 17, 18 covers to keep up on. And out of them 18, and there's only maybe 12 to 15 that I'm really on top of. You know what I mean?
Oh, believe me, I do.
So
Yeah.
and that's what we did last night. We only worked on 5 songs in a 4-hour fucking practice because I was like, okay, we haven't played this one in 2 months. We haven't played this one. And I'm going, I don't even know if I can remember this once we get going. I mean, it went really good. And then each song we played, I kept saying, okay, take it from the top. And we played each song probably 3 to 5 times a piece because it's like I hate relearning shit, you know?
Yeah, but
I mean-
here's for me, like, I see where you're coming from, but the reason and this is just me, okay? The reason I've got this thing maxed out is, in the past, I've watched other channels on YouTube, and I've seen people play live, and they were fine, and it was, I don't mean fine like it was okay, it was great. But they play the same 3 or 4 songs every time you watch them perform.
Right.
It's
And I
the
get
same. I'm like, dude, you've got to change this up.
Right.
Because you're bringing in the same, whatever, 15, 20, or 100 people in the chat, and you're playing the same stuff over and over. And because they're comfortable with that, I understand that. But what's going to help you stand apart from all that is expanding your library. Learn more songs and try to incorporate that. And the better you can do that, man, it helps you as a musician. To me, that's how I feel, and I feel that's what it's done for me.
I definitely think
In no way am I some fancy, musician. I'm not saying that, but again, I'm just speaking from people I've saw in the past that were professional, and they were just I mean, these people knew like 150 songs, man, like that. Like it was nothing.
But it depends what genre you're into, because there's
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
like
yeah.
I slammed my band hard one week. And 1 week, I threw 15 new songs on them. And what ended up happening is I learned 15 songs in a week, and basically 90-some% of them had to get ditched because it was like an unrealistic standard, because I knew a lot of the songs from a long time ago. I knew the rhythms of them, and it was just like bing, 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 bing. And so then I put our band into like, I mean, I basically overwhelmed everybody. And because the drums have to learn, because the drums, the bass, the vocals, and vocals are absolute bitch to memorize.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
So a lot of times they have the iPads, but it was like, so I picked 15 songs. Some of them more complicated than others, and this goes with genres. Like, if there's a few easy rock songs, you could probably knock 5 out in a day or 3. You know what I mean? Like, if it depends what it is, but then I have to realize my drummer's never heard that song. He's got to learn it like for the first time. Like, I've heard it forever. You know what I mean?
Tough.
It's like,
that's tough. Yeah.
so I'm sure he wanted to hit me over there with a sledgehammer. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like, so I was like, all right, let's just pick a couple, because I was like, it's just when you do shit like that, it's too many. So then we really are proud and want to also be a standout band for originals, but we also know to get paid and to get known and to get popularity, you have to have them covers.
Oh, yeah.
So we're probably a 60-40, 60%. I would say 60% covers, 40% original.
That's a good ratio. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, certain person in the band, they always like playing originals better, because it's harder to fuck up on original. Basically, you can fuck up and people won't know it. But,
Well, people won't know because they're not familiar with the song.
but my approach to it, as long as all of us have been playing, and I consider us fairly pro, at least pro mentality. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
pro approach. And every one of us has over 30 years experience playing.
Right.
And so it's not like when we were writing in our 20s and learning our instrument still. Don't get me wrong. We're still all learning our instrument and getting better. If I'm, like I explained to my drummer, he keeps seeing new songs my bass player and myself will learn, and I'll throw in our group chat, and he's like, we have this 3.5 hour list already to work on. I said, don't worry about it. I said, as a string player, you have to woodshed and play all the time. It's not, in drums you should too, but it's still not quite the same. So as a string player, I can only play the set list so many times before I lose my fucking mind. So I either need to study music theory, write original, and I can't force that. It has to happen. Or just learn a new cover and have a lot of fun with it. You know what I mean? And bounce back and forth. So I'm like, these things are always happening as far as I'm concerned. And, it comes to give and take, understanding, and
There's a lot that goes into it.
there really is.
With a band, there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of things, give and take especially. You have to.
Well, it's not one person's say. It's not a dictatorship. It's not going to work. It's not going to have longevity. If you have drama in your band, and if you're going to, it's all of our pay, and we get paid pretty fucking good for some of our shows that are over 3 hours. Everything's even split. Everything. There's no, it's just everything, the drama, like, Yeah, I mean, we've had some debates, but we're all done it so long we're mature enough to be like, I hear what you're saying, but here's my point. And then if one guy is really upset about something and just against what, fine, I'm not going to fight it. Throw it in the trash. Let's move on. You know what I mean? Don't have time to do that. If everybody isn't on board, don't force it. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at on it.
Right.
And because everyone always says you always got that one guy, and you do always have that one guy. Rob Zombie said there's millions and millions of phenomenal, talented musicians.
I know where you're going here. Yeah.
But to get 2 to 5 people like-minded in a band, it's almost like trying to win the fucking Powerball. I shouldn't be swearing, but it's almost like trying to win the Powerball.
Well, and everybody just gets along.
Right, and we're pretty much that.
Yeah.
We pretty much won it, but there's still things there. It's not perfect.
Right.
And but it's as perfect as I've ever had it perfect over 30 years of being in rock and metal bands. So you have to acknowledge that and be like, okay, the odds are me. This is like as primo as it ever could get for 4 men getting along musically, all basically on the same level, same kind of experience, veterans. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta respect that. And
That's true. You do.
if you can't find that middle ground, it's just gonna fail. It's just the way it is. There was one.
And y'all
song,
been how long y'all been doing this? Oh, what, a year and a half, something like that?
You know what, Joe? You're about exactly on the head. So, but when King Cobra started, Clint and BT weren't in it. I had another guy, Chuck Birch, who was a guitar player that switched to bass and was trying and not trying but singing. He did one gig with Rob and I, and then with his schedule, and he had a disabled son, and he couldn't make the practices and couldn't make the obligations, that the commitment that was, and I don't blame him. You have your family and bigger obligations, and so at that point, that's when I called up BT. I said, and we hired one of the best bass players I've ever met in my life, Pete Oleg. He's 67. And that man can be in any band, toured the world many, many times. Just got done with this band touring the world. And he come down, I sent him the songs we were playing. And because the time shift was when Chuck had to leave the band, we had 3 weeks to our first gig that was supposed to be a 3-hour gig. And Pete stepped in and nailed them. But anyway, to not make a short story long, I'm trying not to. But yes, and then so like May, excuse me, BT come down, Dan, our vocalist. And I did 2 albums and EP with him in the mid-2000s. I told him what I had going. I said, hey, well, he helped us out on that gig with Pete. So we had a hired gun, session player, awesome. He was going to join the band, but he already signed a contract with this band to tour. So he couldn't, but he really wanted to be with us. Anyway, BT came down and did that gig with us and Pete, and I used to be in death metal bands with him, and so he knows where I'm at, what I became as a guitar player since then, and he thought it was good then, and we did great things, really great things. And he's like, well, I'm in a death metal band, and I have this bass player, Clint Smith, who's just off the hook. He's like, let me call him, because Pete couldn't stay with us because he's got to go on tour. And Clint came down, and it was just magic. And I was like, not only is this guy a great musician, he is the total personality of from grade school to high school, like would have been my best friend for life. You know what I mean? So like this dude is like totally like it's like this can't be real. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
this is the guy. If I went to school with him from kindergarten up, that I would have nerded out with. Like we would have watched Star Trek and we would have talked about it. You know what I mean? Like this is my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like not only the phenomenal musician, like love everything, you know, that I like Star Wars, Star Trek, you know, all this stuff. And then the same love for music theory and the covers and writing originals and the music genres. I'm like, and then he's such a soft-spoken guy where I'm not quite as soft-spoken, you know. but I'm, you know, I'm very fair and flexible. It's just a perfect. He would have been the guy I would have wanted to been best friends with,
Right.
you know. And
That's
I feel
good, man.
blessed and fortunate now that I know him. But anyway, where the hell am I going with this? Anyway, so that's how it all popped, and then Rob, the drummer, another best friend right there. I met him because after 53 years of living in Madison, the capital of Wisconsin, he bought a farm out there. He wasn't farming, but he bought this land and farm and moved out there, and his girls were going to school with my girls, and Paige was like, "Hey, Dad, you bring out the four-wheeler so I can ride with Olive?" I'm like, "All right, sure." So I loaded up, took it out there, and Rob comes out and shakes my hand, and he collects cars. We go through the barn, and showing me all the cars and everything. And I go by this. He's like, "Oh, yeah, that's a speaker thing or whatever." And it was like a collector's custom bass guitar amp. And he's showing me. I'm looking over here. Here's a tube adjuster and his fucking PA. And he's talking to me about these cars. He has no idea that I'm a musician. And I had no idea he was a musician. I just knew he had a lot of shit. He bought a lot of stuff because it was the shed was, 14 cars, these classic cars. And
God.
so I said, "Hey," I said, "Rob, I hate to interrupt you," because he's telling me about his cars. I said, you do know that's not a speaker, right? That's a bass cab or guitar cab." He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I've been in bands all my life." He's like, "I'm a drummer. My dad was a professional saxophone player, toured the world with him. He was best friends, and his mentor was Clyde Stubblefield, the drummer." And I'm like, "No shit." I said, "I play guitar." He goes, "What kind of music do you play?" I said, "I play rock and metal." He's like, "I want to start a rock band." I said, "If you want to start a fucking rock band, I'm your guy." And that's how it took off, you know. It was,
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
crazy. That was a short story long or a long story long, but it just kind of kicked off from, because it isn't really a short story, but I think it's
It was
unique.
meant to be, though.
Yeah, so it was so crazy and effortless how everything fell into place.
Yep, and that's what I mean. It was meant to be. Yeah,
Yeah,
it just clicked.
it was just crazy. It wasn't
That's
like
good,
a
man.
search. It wasn't even really. We're even
Yeah,
looking.
that's the thing about. Well, I have to be fair. I haven't searched in a long time, but back then when I tried to search for some people to put together, it was a nightmare.
It is.
Everybody was. Let's see.
I'll tell you why. Not to cut you off, but what I noticed when I used to search for a band, everyone puts these pro ads out, like they're so dedicated and so good, and you're like, "Oh, awesome, let's hook up," and then there's 10 excuses why they can't hook up.
Right.
I run into that shit all the time. I don't know about you.
Well, for me, the attempts that I made, the few different trips I took, rather, to meet up with people, they were nice people, but they just didn't have the chops. I mean, if I can just be blunt, they weren't at that level, and they had the right mindset, but they just didn't have the chops, man. And
Yeah.
I'm at the age now where, and I'm just going to be honest with you. The reason I like doing with these backing tracks, number one, is because of my job. I just don't have the time to put in for a band. I can't do it.
Absolutely.
Then the second point is, it's just me. I don't have to contend with anybody. I can do this when I want to. I can learn the songs. I play the songs. I'm trying to expand my library.
Yep.
And I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, but it just works for my situation. And if I can eventually, if I can get some stuff lined up where I can play, that's what it's going to be. Like what I'm doing on my channel right now. Hopefully I can find some places. It's just a matter of trying to get some stuff nailed down. And you don't have to split the money with nobody. Now, also that might mean I get paid a lot less than a band because it's just me, but I'm not really worried about that. I am, but I'm not. I just want to freaking play.
I think you'd make enough of what your cut would be in a band.
I'm sure it probably would be, but I just want to play. I want to play live again.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm trying to come in here and woodshed with these songs all the time, and it amazes me when I look back at the songs I was doing back then and then now, and I was like, wow, I was doing like the same 5 or 6 songs all the time. And then if you kind of push yourself into a bigger library, you're kind of like, at first it's kind of uncomfortable because you're like, wait a minute. But if you just stick with it, like we said earlier, just keep going over and over and over the material, and just you'll get it. And another thing is, I know where my limitations are with these songs. You're not going to see me getting a Steve Vai song on here or something like that. So I'm trying to put songs on here that people would know if I was in a live situation.
Right.
I can't put something off the wall because that's not going to be the audience that I'm shooting for anyway. But
yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, man. Time will tell. But I hope I can play live somewhere. I'd love to get a steady gig somewhere playing. I just don't know if that's going to be happening around here. And then again, I haven't really investigated it. But yeah, the few people I did reach out to back in the day, it just did. I was like, man, this is not going to work.
Yeah, I mean,
and I just had to be honest with the people. I said, look, man, I went to this one guy's house, super nice guy. He had a PA and all that set up. He had all the gear. He had everything set up. And he had on this acoustic guitar, and he had a clip-on tuner on the headstock, which nothing wrong with that. I use those all the time.
sure. Yeah.
And he was tuning up, and he had a G chord, and I could tell he was out. I could listen. I could say, I said, dude, you're out. And I just met this guy, but I was in his house. He's using his equipment. I had my little setup going, and he hit that chord, and I said, dude, you're out. And he said, no, I'm not. I mean, just like that. He said, no, I'm not. And I said,
I'll see you later.
I said, yeah, man, you're out. It's like, either your B or, either your G or a D string, one or the other is out. And he said, here, I'll show you. He acted like he got kind of pissed. Mm-hmm. So he had his tuner on. He went through every string and he said, look, see, the tuner registers each strings. I said, then your guitar needs to be intonated. Your intonation's off. No, it's not. I said, okay. And I just got there and got set up. So now I'm already in this situation where I'm like, okay, I can go ahead and just say F it and leave. Mm-hmm. Or I said, well, maybe some magic will happen. Let me just see. Right. But the magic never happened. The guy, he was a singer and he had his songbook out there, and he couldn't. He wasn't a good singer, and he didn't have much coordination. We played or tried to play for about 40 minutes, and I made up this excuse. I said, well, man, I got to roll. So I start packing up my stuff, and I'm going out to my truck, and he's following me out, and he goes, so same time next week? And he's holding his thumb up like this. Same time next week, right? And I said, I'll call you. And when I did that, you could just see He just put his hand down and he turned around, went back in his house.
Yeah, he knew.
And he knew. And again, I'm at the age, man. I don't have time to deal with that. I don't have time to. If this person doesn't know the material, I don't have time to be a guitar instructor. I'm like, dude, you should know your stuff. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, if you're going to jam with somebody or try to play gigs or be in a band or do something, you gotta do your due diligence as your part.
You gotta play
a lot of people
on your
don't,
level.
man.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. They just do the basics, and that's okay. But
Yeah.
you got to do a little bit more than that.
You gotta play with people that are gonna put in what you put in, and they gotta be
Yes,
able to
and
be on your level or above you. So you
hopefully
get pushed.
above,
So
you can
get pushed.
exactly.
But that
Yes,
brings up a
and-
good point. Like, I mean, he either doesn't know how to tune or he's picking different tuning than he is when he's strumming, so it threw it off. But either way, that
He just tone
That's
deaf, man.
irrelevant.
He
Yeah,
was just
tone
tone
deaf.
deaf. He just couldn't. His ears weren't. They weren't trained enough to understand when it was out of tune. I was like, holy shit, he doesn't hear that.
But see what you
And-
described too. That turns me off as a band totally too. I just
Yeah.
if
It's just.
I'm telling you,
It's
if you
just-
met the right people, like I never thought in a million years
Oh yeah.
I could meet people like that. I
Oh,
told
yeah.
Joe, I totally gave up on bands. I blew 10 years. So I wasted 10 years, and it was fine because I was raising kids. But there's
Right.
like 10 years in there. I have acquaintances that I could never get a band off the ground with him because he wasn't good enough.
That's
That's
the
fact.
sad truth. That's
That's
the
the
sad
fact.
truth with a lot of
We
people around here.
Couldn't keep other players. Now, was it because of me? And it was such a struggle for me, but I felt like I was in this little circle. I'm like, I didn't even know how to find a musician at some point. You know what I mean? And then I met Rob, and Rob knew everybody. But then it ended up being another two members of the band. I got, but the guy knows everybody. So it was like, I went from like, is there any musicians in the world to like, musicians everywhere,
It's hard to find the good ones though.
And number two, my next example, and I played with two guitar players my entire life. And this is like my first band without a second guitar player. And I'm not saying I wouldn't share the stage. I'm not saying I wouldn't do a show. I don't think I'll ever do a band with a second guitar player unless they have the perfect mentality, the perfect attitude. It's just way easier without two guitar players, let me tell you.
I can imagine, yeah.
You have a bass player that connects and a bass player that plays in the pocket and fills the gap. Everybody's doing their job. If you're not doing giant harmonies, you don't really need that guitar player, okay? You want that rhythm while you're soloing. Well, your bass player is your rhythm section. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pantera with Dimebag, they were a three-piece. Ozzy Osbourne. You really don't need it. It's great. It's more work getting on board with them, and there's so many guitar players with big egos, and it ruined one of my bands in the mid 2000s. I was like, I'm fucking done with this horse shit,
Yeah.
But I don't mean to sound like that. There could be, if Clint was a guitar player, I think we'd probably write some of the most epic shit there is. But we're doing it when he's on bass anyway. But yeah. So
Yeah, it's like I said, years ago, the last band I was in, those guys were on the pro level. Everybody knew their stuff. Everybody knew what to do. You didn't have to look say nothing to nobody. Only time you looked at the other guys is during the little head cues. You know what I mean? You
Or
get the
to
little
end
head
the
cues
song.
going, like,
Yep.
yeah, where you're getting ready to end, or there's a change, or you kind of, and you look at the drummer and you're like 1, 2, 3, boom, and you know, it was just. But that was the last band I was in. That was in God, man, that was back in 2000, 2009, 2010, something like that. It was years ago, and that just dissolved because of different issues that happened. That just dissolved, and then I started to do a lot more hours at my job, and then at my job, the schedule at my job actually changed, where you had a day shift and a night shift. So I had to choose, and the best option was the night shift. Because of my seniority and everything. So, you know, that has a lot to do with my free time, with what little I have.
For sure. And that's where we're at with this band too. Everyone's on a pro level. Rob's been through the pro. Dan, Clint. I mean, everyone's recorded albums, done things, and done big things. Like I said, there's between the four of us, there's 120 years experience to 150 years experience. So it's everybody will sit here and practice and want to really refine my part or whoever's. And Clint will be over there and I'll be here. And when we're prepping for a show, I'll be standing to make sure, I'm playing and not looking at them. But otherwise, some of them, they were like, okay, let's iron out these 4 songs. We're just grinding. We don't look at each other the whole practice.
Right.
Besides, like you say, a change or the end, We're literally not looking at each other. It's just, we're just zoned into continuing to perfect our parts and have it totally ready.
Get better, yeah.
My ears and my eyes. My ears are, you know what I mean? All on drums.
Yeah.
But anyway. No, man, great discussion. That's great. Do you want to, you want to try a little fun trivia for a couple minutes and call it quick? It's like a couple.
We can do a couple of minutes of trivia if you want.
Yeah, let's do just a couple quick minutes. I pulled it up earlier. I meant to get to it. There's no winner. There's no winner here, no prize here. Chat went dead. I don't even know that. Only reason I know the answer to some of these is because it gives it to me. Do you wanna go for it, Joe, or should we see what the chat says here?
We can.
Let's just do it all together.
The chat's pretty non-moving, so I don't know. I guess you can.
Yeah, did the internet break? What happened to the chat?
I don't know, man. Go ahead and shoot them to me. I'll see if I can answer them.
I've never even heard of this one. The British group. This British rock group debuted with their album Mr. Fantasy in 1967. Multiple choice: Traffic, Adam and the Ants, Derek and the Dominoes, The Blur.
Well, first of all, are you wanting to post it on? I can't see the question posted. Are you wanting to post it, or are you just reading it out?
I can't post it because
Okay.
So this British rock group debuted with their album Mr. Fantasy. It's 1967. Traffic. What?
I was looking at the chat. Yeah. The dog possessed Traffic. I have no idea.
He's right. He's right.
Oh wow. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't know that one at all. I had no clue what that was.
Yeah. All right.
Good question.
All right, dog paw, all you rockers out there. Number 2. That's not the number 2 you're thinking of. What is the fundamental rhythmic characteristics of rock and roll? Is it A, the dead beat, B, the backbeat, C, the easy beat, or D, the slow beat? What is the fundamental rhythmic characteristics of a rock and roll? the
I
dead
remember this
beat,
question.
the back beat, the easy beat, the slow beat, baby.
I think I remember the answer to this, and the answer, I was very surprised. I was very surprised because it wasn't what I thought. The Dolphin says the back beat. I was going to say the. Go ahead. What?
You say it. You have it, Joe.
I thought it was the dead beat, but I don't know
That's
if that's
right.
right. Is it?
That's
okay.
right. That is right. Did I do these questions last time?
I just remember that one. I just remember that one for some reason. I don't remember the other ones.
I think these are right. That one might have been in there, but I think some of these are different.
Okay.
Either that or I was really fucking buzzing last time. Which may have been.
No, not you, Dave. Come on.
Don't make me feel bad.
Oh, man.
All right. Light metal and death metal are subgenres of rock, tri-hop, alternative rock, or heavy metal. That one should be pretty easy. Light metal and death metal are subgenres of heavy metal, alternative rock, tri-hop, or rock. I only say it should be easy because I'm looking at the answer.
See what the chat says first.
Do you remember this one, Joe? Or is this...
No, I don't. I do not. No.
That came up with Rolling Stones.
Did this come from Rolling Stone?
No, this
I-
did not. This came from Games and Quizzes.
I'm going to say heavy metal.
That's right, Joe.
Oh, okay. I got it. All right.
He's on a roll, everybody.
All right. I get a couple more right. I get a 5150 half stack from Guitar Center.
I'll mail it to you tomorrow.
I'll mail it to you tomorrow. Damn.
Just kidding. It's a little friendly joke. I remember the disclosure at the front of this. I said no prizes.
I know. I'm just
I know.
playing.
Well, this is a lob. Here's a soft pass. In 1977, a plane carrying this rock band crashed in Galesburg, Mississippi. The Allman Brothers, King Crimson, Leonard Skinner, Blue Oyster Cult. I wish I had my Jeopardy music. Don't you have any music on that Roadcaster too?
Let's see. I don't know if it's what you're gonna like.
Who cares what I like?
Here we go.
That's perfect.
Okay.
I like that.
Thanks. I wrote it.
1977, a plane carrying this rock band crashed in Galesburg, Mississippi. Was it the Allman Brothers band? Was it King Crimson, Leonard Skinner, or Blue Oyster Cult?
I'm gonna say Leonard Skinner.
That's correct, Joe. You're on a roll, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's right, Dog Paul was Skinner. But Joe beat your ass on that one.
Okay, come on now. Good Lord.
Sorry, I know I'm just kidding. Dog Paul can handle that. All right.
Next question.
Which summer rock festival is held annually in Chicago's Union Park? Is it the Aftershock Festival? Is it the Riot Fest? Is it Pitchfork Music Festival? Or the Tomorrowland? Which summer rock festival is held annually in Chicago, Union Park? Aftershock Festival, Riot Fest, Pitchfork Music Festival, or Tomorrowland?
I have no clue. I haven't either, Dolph. I've never heard of any. I'm going to just guess and say the Riot Festival.
Oh, I gotta look again. Wrong.
Oh, man.
Good guess, though, Joe.
Good Lord.
We'll put the double kick in there. Hold on, see if I can get the double kick going again. Oh no, it's not. More like, was that a snare?
Damn.
Snare.
Holy moly.
What's those snare competitions? All right. I'll just give
And
you
Dave
guys
just
the answer
puts
to that one.
$20. Dave just put 20 in the poker machine and free play.
Yeah, baby. It's the Pitchfork Music Festival, which I had never heard of in my life.
Oh, wow. The pitchfork. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Name the song from the album Blood, Sugar, Sex, Maggot, from which Red Hot Chili Peppers won the Grammy Award.
What?
Holy balls. Let me see this.
Man, they had to be a band that I don't really listen to. Good
Name
Lord.
the song from the album Blood, Sugar, Sex, Maggot. Name the song from the album Blood, Sugar, Sex, Maggot, for which Red Hot Chili Peppers won the Grammy Award.
Dogpa says Red Hot what? That's what I say.
So
A
Red Hot
band that-
Chili Peppers is the band. By
A
the
band
way,
that I don't give two craps about.
all right, let's just skip it. I'll go to another question.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This is a fun one. Which is the original name of American rock musician Alice Cooper? Is it Vincent Damon Funer? Is it Steven Tallarico? I don't know. Eric Patrick Clapton or Gordon Summer? I can't pronounce it, man.
Shit, I don't know his real
Is it
name.
Vincent Damon Ferner? Steven Tallarico? Eric Patrick Clapton or Gordon Summer?
I'm just going to say Gordon Summer.
It's incorrect.
I have
Good
no
guess.
idea.
Good guess. Does anybody have a clue?
Dogpa says Vince.
That's correct. That's correct.
God dang.
That was an accident.
That's an accident.
That was the wrong button. Oh, Jesus. Well, this one, okay, here's a lob. This one's a lob. Total lob. We'll do it for fun. See how fast these guys can type. Name the heavy metal band that was formed by guitarist James Hetfield and drummer Lars Ulrich in 1981. I'm not even give multiple choice on that. This is bullshit. Do I need to do multiple choice on that?
No, absolutely not. I'll let the chat have it.
Madonna? Oh. Dog Paul's one guy answered. Well, since he's the only one playing, that's correct. We'll do one more. I'm getting out of here.
That's
one
correct. All right.
Oh, Jesus. Joseph and Mary. When I didn't think they could get any easier, they got easier. All right. Thank you, Joe. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
What is the lead instrument in most rock and roll bands? Is it the keyboard? The bass? Is it the drums? Or the guitar? What is the lead instrument in most rock and roll bands?
Wow. I gotta think about that one for a second. Let's see.
What is the lead instrument? Dog Paul's like, I'm doing this trivia all by myself.
I would say the guitar.
That's correct, Joseph. The manager.
Dog says the manager.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
All right, we didn't get to a lot of clips, so I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'm loading up some clips there.
That's right, dog. Yeah.
All right, everybody, you guys been a trip. We're bailing. We are bailing on you, Joe.
Wow, it's been over 2.5 hours.
I know the first hour is rough too. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna do 2 hours? And it was like,
wow.
yeah, dude.
Oh,
No,
that's
thank
cool,
you so
man.
much. Thank you so much, Joe, for coming on.
Oh, thank you.
That Roadcaster is just killer, man. I love that.
Oh, yeah, it's nice, man.
Everybody in the chat, Metalhead Hippie, Ed B, Dog Paw, Edwin Crane, Ed, everybody, Charlie S, everybody
Yes.
and anybody lurking. Thank you so much. Next time,
A lot of fun.
don't be so shy. I don't bite.
That's right.
Get in that chat, get some discussion going. I like that background music, Joe. It gets me in my mojo. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool.
I mean, we can talk about anything, guys. Just gotta get in the chat.
That's right.
But right now, I'm gonna play some clips that could get me banned. So,
Oh, no. Please don't.
you know what I mean. Here we go. I like to push the limits a little bit. Joe, give me that music one more time.
Okay, one more time. All right.
I get back in my. Here we go. Right there. Hold that. Yeah. Again, everybody. To all 8 of you watching. Most of you probably don't know that. I grew up in a very poor neighborhood, but anyway, I used to get beat up daily.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
My clothes used to get washed at the bathroom sink, and it was the only bathroom in the house. You know. But anyway, that's another discussion. Joe Wentz, Project TV. Everybody all 8 of you look out for us tomorrow night. We'll probably be on this show. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I love this music. Here we go. Let's see how many strikes. Not strikes.
No.
No strikes. No strikes. Everybody, peace, love. Treat everybody like you want to be treated. And practice your instruments. And take care of your pets. Here we go.
That's right.
All right, Joe. Brother man.
All right, sir. All right, brother.
Here we go.
How did these get up here?
Oh.
Bad. Ah, Nichols! Damn it! Do you think I'm ever going to be able to have...
We, the jury, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty.
Yes. What the hell? What?
Oh.
Maybe we should get new
man.
roommates.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Did you like that game of Mysterious Intruder, Lois?
I told you, I don't know who you are, and my name isn't Lois. My name is Do It Again.
Oh, no.
Hey, Bri.
Yeah?
Ah! Damn it! Ah, there's glass in my eye! Oh, son of a bitch! Ah!
Mom says dinner's at 6. She wanted me to tell people. I don't know why.
Step forward, maggot. Next time, that'll be you.
Well, why wasn't it him this time?
Oh, I'm so scared.
Peter, stop it!
Yeah, you're real big when you got that stick, ain't you?
The bros here. I mean, it really kicks with those 3-inch mags if you don't have much.
I'll get rid of it. It'll be a piece of cake, just like my penis enhancement. I want it to hang down to my knees. They moved up my knees.
That's what your bitch ass get. Hoe ass nigga. I knew you been stealing my shit. Broke ass nigga. Yeah.
This is the wrap up.
Broke ass nigga.
Show tomorrow.
That's what your bitch ass get. And the law's on the way.
Shit on my son.
Sorry ass nigga.
I wasn't trying to
What you
steal
want,
it.
nigga? Bitch, what you call
They on the
it,
way.
nigga? Yeah, they on the way.
Nigga. I'm from next door. I'm from next door. I wasn't trying to steal no package, bro. God damn. What's in that bitch? Cell phone?
Nah, bitch ass nigga, movie trap, nigga, ex-military, nigga. Marine Corps, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Sit your bitch ass down, break some laws, nigga. You could've killed some motherfucker.
I'm gonna bring that package back.
Nah, fuck